Hey guys! I know it's been a bit since you've seen my face. Sorry. So Prue is right here. Hello, Prudence. November is a busy month for me. I have my anniversary and then my son's birthday and then Thanksgiving and the start of holidays. And so this year was a little bit more busy actually. My husband took us on a trip over our anniversary to Lake Superior up in northern Minnesota, and it was magical to say the least. I absolutely loved it, and we stayed at this beautiful resort, and I brought back a ton of rocks. Let's see if I can reach the bag. Oh god, Prue, no! Oh, it's so heavy. Oh my goodness. What am I attached to? Lots of rocks. So yeah, I hope to paint these and do stuff with them, and we'll see what I do. Could you not? Thank you. Go figure, every time. But anyway, so that was incredible, and I had a fantastic time, but obviously I was gone. I was away for 2 nights, and it was nice to just step back and be away from my kids for a little bit and just spend some time with my husband. We have never, ever... Really, cat, you're just gonna chew on the plastic? We've never ever done anything like that before. So not even before we had kids. We never traveled aside from visiting family. We never went anywhere just by ourselves, and I feel like that is essential sometimes when you've been with someone for so long to go and have new experiences together. So that was magical, and I had a fantastic time. Lake Superior is just, it's a really spiritual place. Northern Minnesota it has the same spiritual presence that Washington does, and I think that's why I like it so much. But after we got back from our trip, like the day we got back, I got sick with my 3rd cold in 6 weeks. 3rd cold in 6 weeks. The most ridiculous thing ever. Parents, if your children have not started school yet, prepare yourselves for the onslaught of terrible germs that they will bring home. Oh my god, 3 colds in 6 weeks. It has been hell. I am just finally starting to get better. There's still a little bit in my voice, so I may clear my throat. And it's ridiculous because my videos the last couple of months have seriously just been me saying, I just got over a cold, because I have just got over a cold again. So I'm just so over being sick. Ugh, but it's only the end of November. So then we had, my husband and I were both sick, and our kids were sick, and then Thanksgiving happened, and we were just well enough to go to that with hopefully not spreading our germs. And then the day after Thanksgiving, my husband and I stay home. We don't go anywhere. We do not participate in Black Friday. We are very against it. So we hang out at home. We actually probably would go outside, but most of the time Black Friday is actually pretty cold by now here in Minnesota, so I've always wanted to do like a nature walk, or do what REI does, this thing on Black Friday where they close their stores and they do like I think they call it opt outside, which I always thought was a really cool thing, but it's too freaking cold here in Minnesota. So we stayed home and kind of prepared, because this last Saturday was my son's 4th birthday, so we had family over and we were cleaning our house and getting everything ready for that. My husband and I are not super big on hosting parties. We're both more introverted, and it can be kind of tough on us, but there's so many people that love our children, and we want to celebrate and make sure that our children have amazing birthdays and know that they're loved, and they really are. So it was a good day, and everything went well, and it just was exhausting. But my son is 4 now, and he got excuse me, there's the clearing of throat. He got so many great things, and there's so many people that love him and are good to him, and I'm so thankful for the people that treat my children as their own. It means a lot to me. So things have finally started to slow down-ish enough for me to make a video, and I don't really have much of a topic in mind. It's just kind of a quick check-in. Hey guys, I'm still here. I'm sorry. I think the other thing that's been going on with me lately is that I have been having a tough time emotionally as we roll into the holidays, and I miss my mom so much. And the last four-ish days or so, I have been so emotional, and it's ridiculous. Like, to paint into perspective how emotional I have been, my husband and I were discussing pets that we wanted to get in the future, and we would love to get a dog eventually. We only have 2 cats, as you guys have seen, Luna and Prue. They're 14. And they mean the world to me, but they are getting up there. And so we were kind of discussing, like, that whole unfortunate situation, which I was handling fine, but we were talking about eventually we would want to get more pets in our house. And my husband said, at the very least, I would like to have a cat and a dog. I started crying. Want to know why? Because the thought of having just one cat is completely unacceptable to me. So I started crying because he, like, alluded to the fact that we would only have 1 cat. And I was like, nope, nope. And I started crying, and I said, it has to be 2 cats and a dog. I won't accept anything less. And I'm crying, and he's just like, little sensitive one. So it was ridiculous. Just ridiculous. I felt so funny. But the entire time this is going on, I'm sitting here thinking, why am I so emotional? What is going on? And I'm like, feels like the moon's in Cancer or something, because I'm a Cancerian moon. And I tell you guys, every single time that Cancer goes into, or the moon goes into Cancer, I go freaking off the walls. And for me, I tend to have weird situations with the moon anyway. Generally, if there's a lunar eclipse, I tend to have more vivid dreams or things like that. It's been like that for as long as I can remember. And I didn't even know that the moon actually was in Cancer until Rose from the Cackling Moon had shared on Instagram, this is why I've been so emotional lately. The moon's in Cancer. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? That's why I'm emotional lately. Aside from, I think, the other big influences of the holidays approaching and, just having a tough time missing my mom. So that was just a funny little, like, oh, I can't believe this is happening thing. But yeah, so I do think I've been experiencing that and a little bit of a depression going on in my free time the last week and a half. All I've really wanted to do is sit on my couch and play Zelda Breath of the Wild because I've been obsessed with it lately. I'm so late to video games. I mean, it's been out for a couple of years now, I believe, and here I'm finally playing through it. But it's an amazing game. For any of you Nintendo fans, if you haven't played it, you should. But with that being said, my spiritual path practicing has been on a halt the last 2 weeks too, and it's been kind of rough because when I'm sick, I don't practice. I don't even touch my tarot cards, really. I focus all of my time internally, and I focus on just getting better. I just don't feel right doing actively practicing when I'm sick, so I just kind of go into survival mode. And sometimes I do this when I go into a deeper depression as well, so I think I'd had the combination of the two going on a little bit too. But I'm starting to feel better on both fronts, for most of the part. For what are words? But so I actually haven't even taken down my altar for Samhain. It's just been such a crazy month so far, and I usually say that I try to switch it out around November 2nd or 3rd, and that just didn't happen this year. So tomorrow night, I'm going to be spending some time kicking up some spiritual energy in here and getting my altar all sorted for Yule and kind of figuring out my plans for that. I want to do a video on making my Yule wreath this year because I'm going to be doing that as well, and just maybe getting more into the season, because I kind of think that embracing Yule a little bit might help me with some of the rough stuff that I'm going to go through over the next month or two here. So if anyone has any requests for Yule related videos, I would absolutely love to cover that. other than that, and I'm going to show you guys my Yule altar as soon as I have it up here too, so probably expect another video hopefully sometime this week, kind of going over my Yule altar, whatnot. And I haven't been pulling cards daily just because, again, I've been in this kind of survival healing, not practicing actively, and that's been kind of tough. But I got the Moonchild Tarot mid-September, and lately I have been really drawn to it. I don't know why, and I was really excited about this deck when I got it, and I was very drawn to it to begin with, but something lately, the imagery of it just keeps flashing in my head, and I'm not really sure what that's about. But so I'm probably going to be working a little bit more extensively with that deck again, I think, until I feel ready to move on to a different deck and kind of explore a little bit more. And I think the Queen of the Moon Oracle, I'm not sure what it is, but I'm just feeling all this moon energy lately. The other fun little thing I want to share really quick is I was on the search for a birthday gift for a friend of mine recently, and I found this website called belovedlifejewelry.com, and they make these beautiful pieces that are mostly to celebrate motherhood. And my friend is a mother, she has a daughter, and I found this beautiful necklace for her. Well, they were having a sale, so I actually ended up getting a piece for myself. So it's kind of fun that I was searching for something for her and got a little treat for myself too, but I have it on today, and it's, there we go, the camera's got it. This is the design they have, and they have multiple ones for, I got her the mother-daughter one, but they have mother of 2 children, so I've got me with my 2 sons there, and it forms the tree of life. And they've got, if you have more than 2 children and so forth, they even have a mom, a dad, and holding the one child's hand. It's a really, really beautiful design. And again, belovedlifejewelry.com. If you're a mother and witchy, I feel like this is just perfect for you. I fell in love with it, and my friend absolutely loves her, so figured I would just share that really quick. And then the other thing that I was going to leave you guys with, I don't know if you heard that, but my son just made a loud noise, I've been mulling this over a lot lately, especially in my last couple of weeks of stillness here. Last month, at some point, I was at dinner with a good friend of mine, and he asked me out of the blue, he said, I have a curiosity, and I kind of just want to ask you this question. I'm hoping that I don't offend you. And I'm like, it's fine, like, you know me, it's cool. I don't easily get offended for most things, especially if someone just has a genuine question. Let's just say I don't find questions for the most part offensive, but he said, have you ever cast a spell on me? And I looked at him and I said, well, not without your permission, no. And I realized that this is something that I have been following since the beginning of my path. I don't do spell work, for the most part, for someone without their permission. Now, there are some exceptions to this. For, say, if you're doing kind of mass spell work, like you're trying to send healing to a certain area that's been affected by a natural disaster or something, we can't have everybody's permission for that. That's just unrealistic. But, so that's one good example. But I don't generally do spell work for other people without their permission. And I think that kind of hopefully sparks an interesting conversation that I can kind of get going, where do you ask for other people's permission? Do you think that do you think it's unethical to do spell work without people's permission, or do you think that it's okay? If others don't do this, I don't look at them and think, oh, that's unethical of you. It's just something that I personally feel that I need to do, is ask others for permission. And I don't generally do spell work for others unless I know them very well, or they request it and they are a fellow witch or something like that. So I just thought it was an interesting question to ask to my followers and my fellow witches. Do you do spell work with or without permission? Do you ask permission? It's just, I feel like there's a big, for me, it's just, a big thing with consent and magic and consent in general. So I think that's why I've always done it, because I'm really big on consent. I don't like crossing that line, that threshold with someone. And that's a whole nother thing, but but yeah, so I figured I would just throw that out there. What do you guys think? Anyway, I hope you're having a great week. I hope your full moon was less emotional than mine. And that everyone had a beautiful holiday, and everyone's getting excited for Yule if you celebrate it. Here we are now turning towards winter, so here in Minnesota it gets dark, it gets cold, it gets really, really, really cold. Really cold. And I probably won't see spring till like May. But anyway, blessed be, guys. I'm happy to pop back in. Sorry I've been gone for a bit, but I'm back.